See how much red in here?
Thomas has got the first down. Oh, Thomas! He's gonna go! Down the right sideline! Touchdown, Houston!
Listen, we're a sleeping giant too.
It's called a Slamma Jamma.
And somebody record me. Where's Kris acting stupid? So I'm looking forward to all of that too.
Don't sleep on Houston. Don't sleep on Houston.
Again.
Let's go! Go Coogs! Let's go! It's so good! The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars.
Let's raise Coogs. Hey. Welcome into another edition of Let's Rage Coogs presented by the Saxenian Family, coming off a 69-47 victory for the second seed Houston Cougars in the Big 12 tournament over the third seed Kansas. A very dominating performance by Houston where they really opened it up in the second half. 0 for 16 from the field. That is what Kansas went to begin.
Hold on, Andy. I like the energy of the show to start off. I like this energy. Revenge tour. I like that. Go ahead, my bad, Andy. I like that.
Yeah. You know, it's perfect that you say that because we're going to have clip sound bites from Milo's user in a second where he hints at that. They most definitely kind of took it personal and away from how it happened just a couple of weeks back at Allen Fieldhouse. And, you know, they made it felt they had Kansas in a chokehold. They really suffocated them all night long. And it was PTA, like you said, Kris,
I called it
in the press box. But before we get into specifics, this is Let's Rage Coogs presented by the Saxenian Family. Big thank you to the sponsors on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs. To Steve Saxenian for being the primary sponsor, not only this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, but he has been all season long. And shout out to today's secondary sponsors, In-Star Pizza, Houston, Texas, and BB's Tex Ordnance Cooking. We have a lot of comments via the Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section. The Who's House chants. Yes, there were loud Who's House chants from the contingent. It was better than yesterday here on Friday at T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. And, you know, they were felt. They were heard in the waning moments of this game from the blowout, the complete domination that Houston put on Kansas. But Dayon, Kris, what are your guys' thoughts as Houston advances to the Big 12 championship game to play Arizona tomorrow? That'll be a 5 o'clock tip-off from Kansas City, the third straight year that Houston reaches a championship game. They're 3 for 3 in championship games in the Big 12 tournament.
Well, say this, Cougs defense came through. Offense didn't make shots in the second half for a lot of the second half, but the defense was locked in. It's great to see. And tell the viewers, thank you for staying up late to do this Let's Rage Cougs After Dark. But just so you know, Andy and I might have to run out of here if they kick us out. So this could be a very brief Let's Rage Cougs postgame show from inside T-Mobile Center. But let's go ahead and play the comment from Bill Self, man, because I just he said it point blank. Thank you for that birthday wish there. Who would holler? I appreciate that. Yes, it is official now. So, yep. It's
yes, sir. March 14th. Happy birthday, Kris.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday, OG.
Thank you very much, brothers. But it's a real quick comment from Coach Self. The press conference was about 12 minutes, but these 45 seconds or so says it all.
The guys will respond in that way. The one thing about this game tonight, it didn't camouflage our deficiencies. It exposed them in a big way. So maybe it'll be easier for us to understand that and understand why we can't. Sometimes when things don't go well, you actually can rationalize, well, they didn't go well, but it was close. It wasn't close. So there's no reason why we can't look at this and see a very clear picture of what we didn't do well and what are the intangibles that would allow us to do better. Because I do think that's it as much as anything.
That's it. That was it.
Kansas coach Bill Self.
It wasn't close.
Nope. And even the first half, Houston kind of, it was an 8-point game at halftime, but it never seemed like they weren't in control of this game.
Kansas struggled to make shots for most of the game. And let me say thank you to everybody who's wishing me happy birthday. I really do appreciate it. But KU struggled to make shots the entire game. The Cougs started off, Chris Sinek started off hot from 3, had it going. And then the Cougs offense hit a lull, and they couldn't put Kansas away in the first half. But then second half, Kansas missed the first 16 shots, plus one to end the first half. So they missed 17 straight shots overall. And the Cougs just started methodically pulling away, despite not shooting well themselves. And they still won by 22 points.
Toughest team won. I mean, we were tougher, more connected on the defensive end, and really, um, really just made everything tough for them. I think it's from watching today's game and yesterday's game. To me, just side note, it's clear that AJ the Bonster is better than Peterson, in my opinion. But that's neither here or there. Offensively, I just like the versatility of having of Kingston being consistent as he's been. But back-to-back games where we had one of our low post players having a good game. I mean, it was JoJo and Chris had last game, and JoJo had consecutive good games, but Kris really played well tonight, and I think we just need that balance because Emmanuel made some timely shots. Milo's made a couple of timely plays, and so I think that's kind of the recipe of being a versatile offensive team. Because we're going to have times where we struggle to put the ball in the basket, but defensively it travels, and when we stop the other team to scoring, whether we're scoring or not, it'll keep us in the game.
And
It's a
this is a
perfect
great
segue.
example.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to put it up. The BB's Texas Ordinance Player of the Game is Chris Sinek Jr., who from the get-go was locked in, and we're going to hear from post-game comments from Milos Uzan in a second. But they felt that Kansas was kind of challenging Chris Sinek in that first meeting to beat them. They were kind of leaving him open. They were daring him to shoot. He was a little hesitant in that first meeting. Not the case tonight from Kansas City. He finished with 17 points, 1 point shy of his career high, and he tied his career high in rebounding with 14. But he was locked in from the get-go, 5 for 13 from the field. And he had a block to go along with it, and he was just impressive, locked in performance. He was playing hard. Like you mentioned, Chris, earlier when we were up watching the game, there was a point, I want to say, when was it? It was the second half where it had been a while since the media timeout had happened, and Chris Sinek was exhausted. You can tell by how he was moving, and that just goes to show how much energy he had exerted and how hard he was playing. So once again, the BB's Texas Ordinance Player of the Game, Chris Sinek. So big thank you to BB's for being the sponsor on Let's Reach Coogs here for the player of the game following Houston's 69-47 victory over Kansas in the Big 12 tournament semifinals. Be sure to visit them online at bbstexordnance.com and check out any one of their various Houston area locations. Again, BB's Texas Ordnance, the player of the game, Chris Sinek Jr. Pretty clear cut today.
At one point, Chris and Kingston combined for 31 points.
Outscoring Kansas.
Kansas had 27. So Houston's freshman outscored Kansas's freshman, and we'll take that. So, but the defense, I wanted to say the defense is probably the best locked defensively team Houston looked defensively this year.
Yes.
And it's a great example of what I've said a few times. I think we've all said a few times. Even when your shots aren't falling, if you have a lead and the other team doesn't score, it doesn't matter. So that was been an issue sometime this year. The defense has not been elite, has not been up to the elite Houston Cougar defensive standards from previous seasons. Tonight's performance Friday night's performance was about as close as best it's been all year.
Let's hear what Milos Uzan had to say following Houston's 69-47 victory over Kansas. Give me a second to put it up here. Actually, while it uploads, let me go through the box score real quick. Again, Houston, Chris Sinek, he had 1 point shy of a career high, 17 points. He had 14 rebounds, 6 of them were offensive rebounds. Kingston Fleming led Houston in scoring. He had 21 points. He was 6 of 14 from the field, 3 of 4, an efficient 3 of 4 from the three-point line. Got to the free throw line a handful of times, I should say, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Milos Uzan, 6 points, 7 rebounds. 6 of those 7 rebounds came in the first half, and he talked about that was a point of emphasis for him. Emmanuel Sharp, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. He had 9 points.
Mercy had one of the plays of the game. I know I can it was near the 13-minute mark in the second half. Offensive rebound, kicked it out to Kingston. That was just a big play. Sorry to cut you off, Andy, but that was one of the plays that was sticking out as you was kind of going through the box score.
No, you're exactly right. Giorgio Tugler, Milos, and Mercy Miller all tied with 6 points apiece in this victory over Kansas.
And Chris Sinek said post game on the dais that the first matchup against Kansas, he said he felt like they kind of dared him to make shots. And tonight he's like, I'm going to make shots. And he did. Coach Sam told him to be aggressive tonight. And he was more aggressive. So that's great to see going forward when March Madness starts. Tomorrow's matchup today's matchup against Arizona, 1 versus 2 seeds. Looking forward to that too. Let's see if the revenge tour continues.
I'm looking
Let's hear,
forward to it. Oh, go ahead.
let's hear what Milos Uzen had to say in this short clip following Houston's victory over Kansas.
No, we definitely had that. I feel like we had that in the back of our mind. Just knowing what they did to us at their spot. I think it was a little personal for us, and we wanted to kind of get some get back. I'm just glad we was able to and throw the first punch for sure.
And that first thing, it looked like they sort of challenged Sanak to go in and being young and on the road, it looked like they took it a little personal.
Big time. He responded big time. They were first game. They were leaving him open. Today he stepped up, confidence, knocking that jumper down because he could shoot it. I don't know why it happens sometimes you miss shots, but he wasn't. He was a little hesitant at Kansas, and I'm glad he was just playing with super confident. And they were able to fall today. Yeah, I think we did a good job of showing bodies, and then just following the scout. We had a quick turnaround. Like we had a little meeting last night, talking about who we was going to play, and I think this morning we had shoot around, and I think we did a good job of just following the scout and showing bodies.
So once again, that was Houston Cougars guard Milos Uzen following Houston's victory over Kansas. You heard it in that clip right there, but they took it personal, that first loss to Kansas back in February.
I'm glad the motivation helps. Coach Self said it as well about Houston showing extra bodies, packing the paint against Darren Peterson. Other Jayhawks did not step up and knock down shots. Offensively, neither team shot the ball well overall. But when one team shoots 24.6%, 41.5% looks immaculate. And that's what happened tonight in this win. Oh. Look at this. Look at this. Man.
Let's bring him in here. Hold up, I have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I'll take care of it. Go ahead.
I got it, Chris. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. But Fluff McKiver, former Houston Cougars guard, legend in the program for the University of Houston men's basketball team, joining us 1:20 a.m. Eastern time. How you doing, Fluff?
Man, it's all about hard work and dedication, man. You know that. What's going on, everybody?
Did you take a nap, Fluff?
You know I did.
That's great.
You know I did. I caught the game. We waiting around. I'm seeing the Texas coming through. I say, you know what? Let's get a little 32-minute one right quick. But definitely, man. How y'all doing, man? We survived to live another day. Championship game tomorrow. This is what we do.
This is what we do. I like that.
Yes.
And Fluff as a player, isn't it how gratifying is it to be really on the road, and the other team's fans are quiet because of what you did or doing?
I mean, that's one of the most amazing feelings, because when you're on the road, it's only y'all. You know, you might have, the Stinsons and things of that nature. You have some fans on the road with you, and we appreciate that too. But in totality, like, it goes back to John Houston. You know what I mean? Like, you got the trainer, you got the coaches, you got film, you got each other. So to get it done is very fulfilling, because that's all you got in the arena, for real. Like, for real, when there's so many fans on the other side. So to be able to get it done like that, we're in Kansas City, man. Think about that. Like it is, it's not as light as maybe it seemed because of how we smoked them tonight. But you know, it's very fulfilling when you're on a roll like that, especially against a great university like the University of Kansas.
Milo's just talking about taking it personal. From a guard perspective, going up against in the championship game against Arizona, Big 12 Player of the Year, Bradley, how he ended the game tonight. How, as a point guard, how you think Keaton is going to take this matchup personal and want to come out and just have his best game or a really good game?
I think it's just like we think about Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul, in the championship game. I think he had 16 points and 24 rebounds. Right? I want to see Kingston come out this game and take it personally, defensively early. Like, you know what? Let me play this side first. And of course, we know we're gonna play the other side because he's our guy. But like, let me play this side first and really get going and show Bradley that we ain't having nothing tonight, and it's gonna be a long one for you. And I think that's the way we should come out from like I say all the time, winning those guard matchups, the 3-on-3 matchups of the perimeter. And we can win the matchup of um, Sharp, Milo's,
Milo's,
Kingston versus Bradley, Burry's, the other guy name,
Del Orso.
who
or
killed us
Mo
last
Pete,
time.
whatever, whoever's on that. Yeah, the European guy, right?
Del Orso, he's
One that
from
killed.
Australia. Yeah.
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 You know what I mean? If we could win that 3-on-3 matchup, we're probably gonna win the game.
And it's a rematch of last year's Big 12 tournament final.
Yep.
Of
Lots of
course.
rematches going on. Let's get to a couple of comments from the Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section. The Pinto Leon Law Firm, the immigration law experts. Yeah, Crabtree, this is what we do. Third straight Big 12 tournament championship game appearance. What a program Houston has. Just incredible. They said you couldn't play in a power league. And here UH is, again, third straight year in the championship game of the Big 12. Hunter and 5, going back to the previous statement about really the great game plan they had for Kansas. Houston staff has created a quick turnaround scouts, one of the things we don't get to see until the postseason tournaments. But they had a really, really great game plan for Kansas, and they executed it to perfection. There's one more comment I wanted to get to. Let's see.
And then
Get
before
it when
Andy's finding it, yeah, Justin, they are having a watch party Sunday at Fertitta Center, correct? And we'll be there. Hopefully, we got here in
assuming
time before the weather.
fingers crossed, right? No delays.
Yeah.
This is a comment from Jose Castillo on YouTube. This is an impressive win for our Cougs and the possibility of being a 1 seed tomorrow. Fun to watch. Raging Cougs. The reason why I wanted to bring it up, that last part right there, Kris, one, because of Florida, what they've been able to do in the SEC tournament, I think that's out the window. You forget about it. They're not going to be a 1 seed, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Two, I don't think Houston wants to be 1 seed anymore. I think they've done enough to lock a 2 seed that's going to be in the South region. What say you? Once again, all those comments were presented by the Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section. Pinto Leon, the immigration law experts.
Based on the NCAA bracketing principles, Houston is in line to be the 2 seed in the South, if they're not the final 1 seed, in the South. I think Florida has done their part. Won the regular season. SEC is still, what is in that SEC semifinal tomorrow or Saturday. So I think the Gators have pretty much sewn up the 1 seed. And I think the Cougs will be the 2 seed in the South because basic geography, the committee places the 1s first in their respective regions and the 2s based on the closest proximity. And obviously, Toyota Center is the closest regional site for Houston because they will be the next in line among the 2s. So I think it's right there for Houston to be. Of course, they got to win the first 2 round games. Playing Sweet 16 game at Toyota Center in H-Town.
They don't get no better than that.
Yeah, Toyota Center. That's going to be a great opportunity for fans to show out.
And real quick, and let me say this. You know, we're crunched for time for squeezing this in. One of Coach Sampson's final comments from the press conference, he cited what Dayon said last night about Coug fans. Coug Nation showed out in San Antonio, shows out in the state of Texas. Coug Nation does great locally. Well, Iowa State, KU fans, they do great turnout in this region. So Coach Sampson prefers to have the Big 12 tournament stay in Kansas City, not in Vegas or anything else, because you have a lot of the big member schools close to Kansas City. But Coach wanted to make clear that Coug Nation does a great job supporting, showing up, showing out when the games are in H-Town, the games are in Texas. You know, see all the Cougar Red in the building in San Antonio. Twice for Final Fours and Elite Eights. So it should be a lot of Cougar Red when opportunities there for Houston to play in the South region. We'll find out officially on Sunday afternoon/evening.
I'm going to play a clip for Chase McCarty in a second, but first and foremost, we'd like to thank everybody that's taking the time out of their Saturday morning to join us here at 12:29 Central Time for Let's Rage Coogs, presented by the Saxenian Family. Big thank you to Steve Saxenian for being the primary sponsor, not only of this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, but he has been all season long. Big thank you to today's secondary sponsors in Star Pizza Houston, with multiple locations throughout the Houston area. Star Pizza is your go-to stop before or after the game. Be sure you check them out online at starpizza.net and their social media platform, Star Pizza HOU on X, Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. And also like to say thank you to BB's Tex Orleans for being a secondary sponsor on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs. BB's Tex Orleans Cajun Seafood is a Houston-born Cajun seafood restaurant serving bold Louisiana flavors with a Texas twist. And big thank you to them for also being the sponsor of the player of the game in Chris Jr., who we mentioned earlier. And last but not least, a big shout out to the Pinto Leon Law Firm, the immigration law experts, for being the sponsor, I should say, of the comment section. So every comment that you see here on the screen is presented by the Pinto Leon Law Firm. That being said, let's hear what Chase McCarty said after Houston's victory over Kansas, and specifically his health update that he shared following the victory.
That play out of bounds.
Yeah, no, I just went for the block, blocked the shot, and just felt like my wrist a little awkward, and it's already been injured, so it's gonna irritate it a little bit. So that's really just what happened.
Just continue pain management, that deal.
Yeah, just continue pain management. Just see what I can do. Just continue to ice it. Put it back in a brace. I think I got my brace somewhere. Put it back in the brace. Let it heal overnight, and see what I got tomorrow.
It's hard to see that happen at this stage in the season, to sort of hang it again.
Yeah, for sure. It sucks to hurt myself a little bit in the last game or in the Big 12 tournament, but I feel I know myself, and I know I'm gonna bounce back, be able to go tomorrow, and give this team everything I got.
Did you get any? Oh, my bad. Did you get any X-rays on it after the game?
Yeah, we got a couple X-rays. Really just had the same thing as last time. Bone calcinated over, so we're all good. Just playing with pain management at this point.
Hurts like hell. You could tell. Chase was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of damn pain.
Yep. Real quickly, Fluff, down before y'all comment, you have to get through one quick break, courtesy of Star Pizza Houston. It is officially March 14th, Pi Day, courtesy of Star Pizza, celebrated by stopping by any one of their different locations throughout the Houston area. It is not only Pi Day, I should say, but it's also Chris's birthday. Fluff, it's happy birthday to Kris Gardner.
Yo, man, happy birthday, Kris. What you got today? 29 or 30, man?
Yeah, plus 24, 25. 54 years old, brother. Yes, sir.
Man, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Appreciate that. Yes,
You want
indeed.
the R&B happy birthday, or do you want the regular one?
Can you sing? If you can sing, I want the R&B
Chris
version.
like,
If you can sing, I want the R&B version. Yeah, I trust Dayon to carry a tune, brother.
I sing. So I'm not gonna do that on here, but everybody, let's raise schools know. Like I sing a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah, that's great, man. I really appreciated the birthday wish from the viewers watching us on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. So it's all love, much love in return as well.
And as much as you love the Cougs, to get a win on your birthday, it's perfect.
It'd be nice. I mean, I can just wait and celebrate my birthday in April after 6 straight wins too. We can do that as well. That'd be
First
better.
Monday in April.
Yeah.
True. So just ask you guys a question and explain the South region. So we get the 2 seed, we in the South region. That starts in
Most likely.
most likely.
Yeah.
That starts in
Cougs,
Houston.
the Cougs'
No.
first 2 rounds will be in Oklahoma City.
OKC.
Most
Oklahoma
likely.
City.
First and second
We
round.
make it to that.
That's
What?
right
It was that
down the
Elite
street.
Eight?
That's right down the street too.
Yeah.
They,
So they
it'd
win
be
those
the
2
Sweet
games.
16.
and
Elite
beat the
8
South.
would be at Toyota Center, which
Right.
would be
Sweet 16, Elite 8, Toyota
Yep.
Center.
Mhm.
Yep. But they would have
I
to
will
get past
see
the
you
first round.
guys soon. Okay. I'll
Right.
see you guys soon for sure.
No question.
No
Might even
question.
go to OKC.
Huh?
Shit, might even make the trip to OKC.
I'm gonna see him at the Toyota. I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie to you now. Hey D, I ain't gonna lie to you now. I think we're gonna get to the Toyota for sure.
mm-hmm.
So
Play
that's
defense
gonna be
like they did
good.
Friday night, most definitely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The nice defense showed what the defense could look like, what we kind of want to see. They were locked in and they were on a string.
I
On a
want to see it
string.
tomorrow. I want to see it tomorrow because Buddy, that Australian, he lit us up.
Yeah.
He lit us
But
up.
also, yeah, he played.
We're just not gonna help ball side. If you
He
guys
lit
know
us
what I
out in a
mean by
street
that.
fight.
Like
Oh
meaning
yeah,
like
Right.
we're not even gonna stab. When whoever when Bradley and those guys when they're driving
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
towards his side and you're defending him on the wing or whatever, you're
Don't
not
leave
even
him.
gonna move.
Don't leave him. Yep.
Just stay there. Because a lot of times, sometimes we help and then we don't put the pressure on those guards to finish athletically at the rim. Let's not even let's see if they can finish on Tug and Chris in the paint consistently.
Yep.
If you do the percentages, if we make sure that we close off those kickouts, they're probably going to shoot 30 to 35% on finishing in the lane one on one with Tug and Sinan.
Because the majority.
Shouts to young fella. 5 is coming.
Yeah.
5 is starting to turn a little corner going into this. He's starting to pick
That's
it up a little bit.
The
that's
If you
big.
majority
guys
Yeah,
watch him,
JoJo.
of
his
threes.
motor is starting to really
Yeah.
out, and
Mm-hmm.
JoJo is starting to be a leader. Okay, things are looking up for us, guys. There's some little things out there I'm seeing that's gonna have us in great position.
The majority of the 6 3-pointers Del Orso made against Iowa State were all catch and shoot. He was locked in, and this is his best game scoring wise since he lit up Houston a month ago. So he makes a difference in their offense. He had it going. Salute to him. 26-point season high for him. He'll be on
Bradley
the
also
Sky Moore
showed.
court for sure.
Bradley also showed why he was named the Conference Player of the Year.
The
Yeah.
closer.
It's so crazy. He's one of those guys who I half love his game, half don't. But he's so good. It's like one of those things. Like you don't want to say he's so good. You're like, is he so good? But he sure is. He sure is. Hell of
And
a player.
and that's why we all gave them, from our perspective, the compliment of he reminds us of Jamal Shedd. Jay Bradley. He is that man. You believe in him to get it done and close out the game. And he did it against Iowa State. So kudos to him for sure.
This stat that I just pulled up from U of H's defense: Kansas missed 17 straight field goals. They missed one right before halftime, and then obviously they opened the second half going 0 for 16 from the field. They only had 4 points for 10 minutes to begin the second half, and obviously all four of those came from the free throw line. Kansas shot it terribly, but to your point that you mentioned, Fluff,
We was
Houston
locking
played
up.
for Houston played phenomenal defense, and JoJo Tugler, in terms of how he's really turned the corner from a leadership perspective, he's leading by example out there on defense. The energy, the intensity, he's showing. The Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year from a year ago tonight, he showed that off
Yes.
personally because he did a great job closing out, being smart. He was under control. He had his hands up. He was for everybody that he guarded on closeouts or just in the paint. He forced them into tough shots, and even the fouls that got called on, I think there were some of them were ticky tack fouls. The others, I don't think he committed a bad foul today. He played great, exceptional tonight for Houston.
And it's great to see. And the timing of him playing better is important because it's almost win or go home. Starting next week.
Yes. I want to bring up this too. And it's not besides the point, but it's just a point. So you know me, I always want to just shoot a message, just period, on all sides. The Darren Peterson thing. I want to speak to my brothers about that. Y'all had asked me a question about that a little while ago. Give me Kingston, you know, give me Kingston on just having a blueprint on the game. I mean, having his prints on the game as far as um impact. We talk about impact, not just stats.
Yeah.
Impact on the game, just impact. Not even just about if you made a layup, a dunk, a jumper, just impact. The older guys on the team, you can tell, is okay with saying, we need you, Kingston. When you watch Peterson with Kansas, it's more like, yeah, they say you're supposed to have the ball. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where with Houston, it's like, yo, come on, young fella. Let's get it done. We playing through you. Let's do it. Where, my message to the kids is like, prove that you're it. Don't just live on the hype. Not saying Peterson's not a good player. I think he's a good player. But you guys watch the game tonight, a little through the motions, a little bit in this big moment. Even if you watch him coming out the tunnel, little loosey goosey. Just, I always want to give a message to the kids. Seize every moment and opportunity that you have. Kingston is a great example of staying humble and waiting your turn when the time is right. And he's shining right now. It's not all about the numbers either. What did he finish with tonight, Andy?
21.
You know what I mean?
Kingston, he
Like
had 21
I
points.
like I wanted to say 17 or I wanted to say 16. You know what I mean? I know it's probably, I was close, but it's not even just about that. Like it reminds me nowhere near the player or even type of player he is, but the vibe of Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors, meaning like he's the guy, but he's still just one of the guys. I think those are the best vibes to have when you're the man. Shout out to Kingston Fleming.
And can't help but to kind of compare the game versus we played AJ DeBonster yesterday, and
Mhm.
it was a noticeably difference.
Mhm.
And I think I'll take three players over him: Kingston, AJ, and Acuff.
Hey, you know what? Listen, guys. Let's listen. Let
Acuff.
me tell you something.
Hey,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Darius Acuff is the number one pick in the draft.
yes.
Darius Acuff is the number one. I'm not saying they'll do it,
He should be.
but if I'm a general manager and I see five with that rich man, and I see
Cut off
everybody
shirt.
down the line. I see everybody behind. He's standing there. He could be way at the end of the line. I say, hey, five, get to the front of the line. Okay? You coming with me. Do you see that boy tonight? He's amazing.
Fluff,
Okay,
where do you put
so
AJ
yeah,
DeBoss?
Spectacular.
he's
Where do you put
he's
DeBoss?
spectacular. If it's me, I take A cup all day, every day.
What did he do tonight? Let us know. 'Cause we were here, so what did he do?
We had
He
21
had
at the
30,
half.
21 and a half, finished with 37. Corner jump shot to kind of seal the game. To go along with
He's
5
not.
rebounds, 5 assists. He went crazy
Uh,
tonight.
I like how
yeah.
D.
Yeah,
I like how
he
D dropped
had
that
his
quick.
Hey,
fingertip like
he
right there.
went
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
He went
My
crazy. I was like, nah, this
Yeah, going
Fluff.
left, going right, going mid range, going
wherever he
hezzy
wanted.
three, oh whatever you want.
But it was
You
the
heard
kind of like
Tony, Tony,
the
Tony.
same way that Fluff was describing Kingston. It's like he one of the
Yes,
guys. It's the same way.
yeah.
Like,
Arkansas is the same. Him and Kingston are very similar with that. Like,
yeah,
yo, we need you, bro. It's all right. You're younger than us, but you're wicked. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know, that's
I
what it
think
is.
Kansas is like two different teams. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're still trying to figure out how to win with Darren Peterson because they would at one point had better record without him than they did with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that's changed since that point, but but
Chemistry is everything, man. In the
indeed,
game of
yes.
basketball, any sport, in life,
Mm-hmm.
corporations, our podcast right here. We didn't have chemistry, it wouldn't be good. Like anything that is going on in life, you need chemistry is gonna be over talent and ability. That the talent and ability mixes in with it.
But
So,
Chris Sinak putting up numbers like tonight, well, Friday night, he's improving his draft stock, maybe to back to middle of the first round into the lottery instead of being
I mean,
late teens or early 20s. So
if he strings together performances like that tomorrow in the NCAA tournament, he's gonna. He's gonna improve
we're
that
gonna
draft
see.
stock most definitely.
yeah,
his shoulders getting to move a little more. You know what I mean? His
Yeah,
shoulders are
yeah,
getting to move a little
I know.
more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exciting.
yep.
He's a baby though. He's 19 years old. So, it take time. It take time. But I love that he's been able to play and figure these things out.
yeah.
Also, I want to see him take the matchup personal against Cole Pete. I want to see him
Yeah.
take that matchup personal, come up and have another good performance as well, like he did tonight.
Look forward to the challenge from the youngsters stepping up against each other. Top players, player of the year for in the conference, unanimous freshman team, pick. Kingston unanimous first team pick as a freshman. Should be a hell of a game. Two of the best two teams in the Big 12 this year and last year, meeting in the Big 12 championship game. Coach Lloyd said he wanted his team to be more like Houston, more physical like Houston. This should be a great matchup of two physical ball clubs. And Coach Sampson has said a lot this season that Arizona was the best team in the Big 12 this year. And we'll see if Houston's players can say, not tomorrow, coach, or not Sunday, not Saturday. We're going to win the championship.
Yeah.
Well, we have as we have to start wrapping things up here as we're gonna try to catch that streetcar, Chris. I do want to bring up one point to connect to what you said, Fluff, about Kingston. He went 3 for 4 on his threes tonight. Every single one of those threes that he hit, they were kind of like dagger shots to Kansas. They came at just the perfect, timely points of the game. You could feel how demoralizing it was, not only for Kansas on the court, but the fans that were at T-Mobile Center today.
Mm-hmm. I like the last sequence he had. I think that was a big momentum builder. I like the sequence that he had at the end of the half when he drew the 3-point, when he drew the 3-point foul, and also when he got the offensive foul. That kind of demoralized them too,
Yeah,
going into
because
at
Kansas
the end of the first half.
cut us to 4, and
Yeah.
I shot well, and Kingston got the pump fake and the three free throws, and that's one thing Coach Self said. The Cougs scoring those final 4 points. It kind of, and then KU started out stinking, not making shots at all in the second half, and that was pretty much it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Before we close out, again, a big thank you to all our sponsors on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, starting with Steve Saxenian, who is the primary sponsor of this episode of Let's Rage Coogs. Big thank you to today's secondary sponsors, beginning with BB's Tex Orleans, a Houston-born Cajun seafood restaurant serving bold Louisiana flavors with a Texas twist. Be sure you visit them online, bbstexorleans.com. They have a variety of different locations throughout the Houston area, and be sure you heard about them on Let's Rage Coogs. Be sure you tell them that you heard about them on Let's Rage Coogs. A big shout out to Pinto Leon Law Firm, the Pinto Leon, the immigration law experts, for being the sponsor of today's comment section. Looks like we have an Arizona fan that made it into the Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section. So they're already going back and forth.
He's trying to troll to no avail.
Yeah, Houston fans are respectful.
On this show, we give credit to the opponent. We tell it like it is. We don't sugarcoat it. We don't. We thought when Arizona beat Houston the first time, Arizona was the better team. We don't run from that. We look forward to the matchup on Saturday. But thank you for watching the show. We've met fans from all the conference teams here in Kansas City and told them about our podcast, and they said they'll check out the show. That's what this is all about. We love the Big 12. I love the Big 12. My brothers love the Big 12. The competition. We love that. So thank you for watching the show, and tune in a few hours as we discuss the matchup between Houston and Arizona for the second time. I love to see
bring it though.
Fourth, third time in the championship game.
Bring it though.
Bring the same.
We want bring it.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like a player right there. I almost blacked. Whoever that guy, I almost blacked out.
Because
you don't play no basketball no more, boy.
Because I'll say it like this. We're gonna
bring it, bro.
We're gonna do the show regardless. We always do a post game show. But Houston win the game, you better show up.
Yeah, don't. If we win the game tomorrow, don't not show up now.
Yeah, okay.
Want to see you over here now. Bring it over here.
Yeah. So we see your name there. So we got you on lock. So don't run from the smoke.
Don't take
the
your
Gap
tail.
Man said, "Keep running." That's what the Gap Man said.
Last but not least, we have a message from Star Pizza as we close it out here today, following Houston's 69-47 victory over Kansas in the Big 12 tournament semifinals. Star Pizza Houston with multiple locations throughout the Houston area. They are your go-to stop before or after the game. Be sure you check them out online, starpizza.net, Star Pizza HOU on X, Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. Big thank you to everybody that stayed with us. We're almost nearing the 1 a.m. mark Central Time. Fluff, big thank you to you for staying up here 2 in the morning East Coast time. And like Chris said, we'll be back tomorrow, probably around 8 o'clock Central Time, following Houston, Arizona, whatever happens in that game. We'll be there to discuss it. And Sunday, Selection Sunday, I'll ask y'all here on the show, are y'all free Sunday evening to discuss wherever Houston gets put in the bracket? Would say y'all Sunday extra bonus show.
Of course.
No idea what time it's going to be, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
If we up this late, I know it ain't gonna be this late.
Yeah. No, it'll be like 6 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock.
Let's Rage. I didn't even go out tonight. I just waited on y'all.
Which again, we appreciate you so much, Fluff, for the commitment.
Sure.
But yeah, the fans are going back and forth now, so it's the respect.
Awesome.
That's what it's all about.
That's what the idea was for Let's Rage Coogs way back in the day, as we near the 4-year. Actually, now it is the 4-year anniversary mark of Let's Rage Coogs. 4 years ago, open in the American Athletic Conference tournament. It was for exactly that venue for fans to talk, discuss their Houston Cougars following any game that they did not have this 4 years ago. You go back 5 years ago, this was not the case. It started 4 years ago. So go ahead in the comment section. Pinto Leon Law Firm comment section.
And because as Andy's idea, he's run with it and added to it and doing a great job with the production of it. Let's Rage Coogs is the original post-game show for Houston football and men's basketball. We ain't going nowhere. Oh, okay, I got this one. Walk through the conference. Last year, Houston went 19-1. Right?
Yeah.
19-1. This year, Arizona lost two games. I think one loss is better than two. All right, and we'll end it right there. But thank you, Green. We'll see you tomorrow. Come with your comments. It's all respect. Just keep it respectful. And you seem to struggle with giving respect to the Cougars. Well, we don't struggle giving respect to Arizona, but that's
I
all right.
like that. I like that, Chris.
No worries. Let's wrap it up right there. I'll say this
Chris,
for
where
my
can
part.
people find you?
Oh, that's where I was going.
Yes, sir.
Houston Roundbar View on the platforms, on YouTube and on Threads and Instagram, all those great platforms. We'll do it again. Look forward to it in less than 24 hours. Thank you again to the viewers who wish me happy birthday. Appreciate that. And since 1994, the Houston Round Ball Review, local name, global perspective.
I want to give a big shout out to the Cougars. I want to give a happy birthday to my older brother from another, Kris Gardner. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Love all the things you do as far as this show and other shows. This man has a lot of hats, I'm seeing. I'm starting to really pick it up. This guy works all day. Want to give you big respect, big love on your birthday. Happy birthday, brother. Want to say, man, we talk about it sometimes. We're arguing with Arizona right now, with an Arizona fan right now. Whoever the guy name is, you don't even understand that we are so humble and hungry as former Cougs on where we are today as a program. And all we want to do is keep fighting. We in the Big 12 championship game once again. And just want to say super proud of the guys, of the coaching staff and the players. And also I want to tell the players, please seize the moment and cherish these memories with your teammates, because you'll never get them back. No matter who's going to the NBA, the guys follow me now. We follow each other. Hopefully y'all see this. But, some people going to the NBA, some people going to the EuroLeague, some people going into coaching. You'll never get these times back. Cherish them and, love on each other and fight for your brother out there on the floor when you're out there trying to win and get it done. You can find me on Rob McKiver on Instagram at Elm City Elite. We'll be in Boston, invading Boston, Massachusetts tomorrow to get some of that New England jizzle. If you think about it, the last two potential number one picks are Cooper Flag and AJ DeBansa, or potentially AJ DeBansa. So we're going to get some of that New England magic tomorrow. But shouts to my Cougs, and we praying for a big win tomorrow.
Man, shout out to Tex All BBs, New Orleans Cooking, Star Peace to the Saxenian Family, Pinto Leon Law Firm, everybody who comment, everybody stayed up with us, the Cougs. We're going back for trying to go 3-0 in Big 12 conference tournaments. And shout out to my girls, Pro Life Elite. We're in our first AAU tournament tomorrow. We're going to be in Duncanville Fieldhouse, ready to come get this chip tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you all tomorrow. Always go Cougs.